Good morning and happy Monday. This video is just going to show or tell you a little bit about our research project that we are going to be working on this week. So you will notice on your to-do list or your lesson plan, whatever you call the page that I send out each night with your things to work on. You'll notice there's no math for today. There is an animal research project listed as the main assignment under reading and language arts. You do also have writing book number 3 to do today, just one page. But there's also no spelling this week. So this animal research project is going to take up the majority of your time when you're doing your distance learning this week. So let's get started. This is what the packet looks like. You'll see animal research on the front in this circle, and you're going to notice there are 2 of everything, and that's in case you mess up. That's in case you mess up on your picture or you mess up on one of your writings and you need to go back and do it. That way you have a second copy. If you fill out this side here and everything is great, then you don't need this side over here. And you'll see on the last day, you're going to end up cutting right down the middle here and using whatever page is your good copy, and you're going to either staple or glue them just at the top here all together, and it'll be kind of like a flip book. All right, so this is what the front cover looks like. Some things that you need to know is you are going to pick your own animal. I am not going to assign you an animal, but the animal must be found on Epic. You have to be able to find nonfiction books about that animal on Epic. If you check your mailbox on Epic, you will see that I sent you a large folder full of animal nonfiction text. So browse through that if you're having a hard time coming up with an animal on your own, and hopefully you can find something there. I found all types of snakes and wolves and horses and all types of nonfiction text on Epic last week and saved them into a really large file. So look in your mailbox on Epic for ideas for animals, but you have to be able to find that animal on Epic because we're not going to be making these facts up. These have to be true facts that you find about your animal. Each day, just do the pages that are assigned unless you get behind. Then you'll have to do the pages from the day before. Also, each day as you complete the pages, you are going to post me just those days' pictures on Seesaw. So the day that you do the habitat, which we'll talk about in a minute, post me a picture of the habitat page on Seesaw. For today, for Monday, the first thing you need to do is pick an animal. So you're going to go to Epic and you are going to figure out what animal you are going to research, because this whole book is going to be about one animal. Today's pages that you need to complete are the habitat, the geographic region, and the food. So let's talk about what each of those things mean. The habitat, that is, where does the animal live? So if we are talking about a horse, then the habitat for the horse would possibly be on a farm. Okay, and so then you would write me up here about where that animal lives and then draw me a picture of it. Here's what I need though. I need complete sentences. So we're not going to just list here on these lines, farm, hay, in a stall, in a barn. We're not going to say that. So we're going to write a complete sentence and say, the horse lives on a farm. It sleeps in a stall in the barn, or it sleeps on hay. Whatever you find out about the animal, okay? So if you are researching a shark, then you might tell me the shark lives in the ocean. It lives, and it might tell you even in the book, where in the ocean does it live? Does it live near the surface? Does it live in a lower level of the ocean? So you're going to find that out in your book. So that's the habitat. The geographic region means where in the world does your animal live? Because think about when we learned about polar bears and penguins. Those animals don't live everywhere in the world. They only live in certain areas. So does your horse or your shark or whatever animal you are picking, where does it live on the globe? And if your animal is the United States, then here I'm going to give you a little reference point here. This here is the United States, okay? This whole area here is North North America, and this is going to be South America and Africa. It's going to show you in your book if it talks about specific areas. You might, with a parent, have to do a Google search if your book doesn't list that. But make sure you're doing that Google search with a parent, because I wouldn't want you to come across something that you shouldn't be looking at as a first grader. So if you can't find it in the book, the exact region or part of the world that your animal looks in, then you can ask a parent to help you do a safe search on the internet for that. So what you're going to do is you're going to tell me about it up here. My animal, whatever your animal is, lives in Antarctica. It survives in the cold or in the hot. And then you're going to color in whatever area that your animal lives. And if it lives in two areas, so say you have a shark that lives over here off the coast of California, and it also lives down here off the coast of Africa, then I want you to color in both of those places for me, okay? And label it. Tell me this is the Pacific Ocean, or whatever area it is that your animal lives. And as far as food goes, what does your animal eat? Okay, the shark eats what? Smaller fish or sea plants. Tell me what your book says that your animal eats, and then draw me a picture of it here. On Tuesday, you are going to do these two pages, predators and physical characteristics. Predators is who is hunting your animal, okay? If your animal is being hunted or eaten by another animal, who is that animal? If you can't find anywhere where your animal is eaten by anything else, then you could tell me how your animal is a predator. Does your animal hunt anything? And you could tell me that about that here, and then draw me a picture of it. Physical characteristics means what does your animal look like on the outside? It's tall, it's short. It's large, it's small, it's gray, it's blue, pink, it has fur, it has skin, it has hair. Tell me what you learn about your animal. Again, we are using complete sentences. So, my animal has long gray hair. My animal has scales. Tell me, and I don't want just one sentence. Give me at least 2 sentences about what your animal looks like and what its predators are. Each of these items, you should be able to give me no less than 2 sentences. I'd love to be able to see 3 or 4 if you can fit them on there, but I'm going to say no less than 2 sentences. And the pictures need to look nice. So if you need to draw them first with pencil and then color them with crayon, that's fine, or use your markers. But I should be able to tell what's in the picture. Okay, so we're not going to quickly rush through these. I'm giving you plenty of time in your day to do this work. You don't have any math to do other than your calendar, so there shouldn't be any issue with not having enough time. On Wednesday, you are going to tell me 3 fun facts that you learned about your animal. Just maybe something that you didn't know before you started researching it. Special talents. Is there anything that your animal can do? Think about when we learned about that polar bear that could smell a seal 20 miles away. That's a special talent. To be able to smell something. If you're in Erskine and you can smell something that's past Boston. Remember, that's the type of thing I'm looking for here. And then you're going to do your cover on the last day. And I waited until the last day for you to do the cover, because at that point you will have looked at your book each day and you will have really seen quite a few different images of your animal. And so I want you to do your very best drawing of your animal on Wednesday. And that's going to be the last day that I'm assigning pages from the book. On Thursday, we're going to have a special virtual field trip. So we're going to go to a zoo on our iPads and on my computer, and I'll tell you more about that later this week. So we're not going to have any assigned work that day, because that would have been our field trip day that we would have gone to the zoo. So nothing to do on Thursday except for meet up with me and look at some animals. But then on Friday, that's going to be your day to put this book all together. And you're going to post a video for me on Seesaw of you holding up the book and telling me some of your favorite things that you learned about your animal during your research. So on Friday, if you haven't been keeping up with the work, you're going to have to take the time that day and do all the pages you haven't done yet, because the book needs to be posted to me in a video, and you're going to show me each of the pages. You don't have to read each of the pages, but you're going to show me in that video that each of the pages is done. And you're going to tell me just some of your favorite things that you learned about your animal. So hopefully this isn't too hard. Most of the books that I sent you on Epic are in your reading level. So you should be able to either follow along and listen or read about your animal on your own. If you have any questions, you can always give me a call and I can walk you through something. So that is what our animal research project is going to look like this week.